I'm going to share the weirdest thing I've come across in Torah study so far. It has to do with Jethro, the father-in-law of Moses, and the Cainites, or Kenites, as you may know them. And Jethro was a Cainite or Kenite. So you really have to pay attention here, because they'll be moving along quite quick, and everything is chained together and connected. So we'll start with this source. Moreover, Yitro or Jethro was a convert or ger, and gerim or converts come from the sanctified marital relations of the tzaddikim or righteous ones, as it is written, and the souls which they made in Haran, and it is brought in the Zohar. During the time that Abraham and Sarah were barren, their marital relations bore the souls of converts. Therefore, Yitro, who was a convert and so came from the sanctity of the marital relations of tzaddikim, knew the great value of their holiness. So we have a source here connecting Jethro to Abraham and Sarah and the fact that they were barren. So try to really remember what this word here looks like. It's ha-kaini, which is the Cainite or Kenite. Even if you don't know Hebrew, you can still remember what it looks like. Ha-kaini. And if you do know the alphabet, you can just remember this combination of letters. And this is from Genesis 21, Abraham and Sarah. We'll go up one verse. Sarah said, "God has brought me laughter. Everyone who hears will laugh with me." And this is because she and Abraham are very old, and she's still able to suckle or nurse a child. And she added, "Who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would suckle children? Yet I have borne a son in his old age." Now we'll go back here again. You remember what ha-kaini looks like, the Cainite. And you'll notice that it's found backwards here in the word for to suckle or nurse. Here it is, ha-kaini, backwards in this word. And here you find the short form of it going this way, the proper way, right to left. You can find kuf, nun, yud combination here. This is the short form, I like to call it, and it's the form that the sages often use when they're speaking about the Cainite or the Cainites. But again, you see ha-kaini here backwards, and we had that source connecting them and their marital relations to Jethro. It's interesting to me because this word that has the ha-kaini in it backwards, the Cainite, has the value 180. And it's, turned 180 degrees. Then we find this source that connects Jethro to 180 degrees. The fact that a Gentile who occupied an exalted position in his own country and who was a religious dignitary to boot made a 180-degree turn becomes remarkable for the Jewish people only after the Torah tells us who this Gentile was prior to his conversion. And then we have this word in Genesis 32:16, which has cainites in it backwards. So the plural form, cainites. And this is again for a nursing or suckling, in this case camels. So we find the plural form of cainite here, cainites. That's kind of interesting, and it could be another coincidence, but that word also has the value 616. And 616 is the value of Yitro, Jethro. So Jethro's name also has this value, 616, which is the value of this word that has Cainites in it backwards. And then we come to Exodus 20, which is in the Torah portion named after Jethro, which is the Torah portion, yitro, and this is the giving of the Ten Commandments. Interestingly, ha-Torah, the Torah, and yitro both have the value 616. And also interestingly, if you look it up, the name or the combination of letters that makes the name Moshe, Moses, is found 616 times in the Torah. But anyway, this is Exodus 20, the giving of the Torah. We find, you shall not bow down to them or serve them, for I, the Lord your God, am an impassioned or zealous or jealous God. Very famous saying from the Ten Commandments. And the word for zealous or jealous is kana, which is related to Caini, as you see here. And then if you go down a little bit, you find the short form for ha-Caini backwards in Exodus 20, verse 7. You shall not swear falsely by the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not clear one who swears falsely by his name. And this is the word to become clear, or to have a sin, a transgression reversed or erased. And here we can see the connections. This is, they're asking, why was Jethro called Caini? Because one of his 7 names is Cainite, and it's because he was zealous, as we saw there, kana, for heaven, and he acquired Torah. And acquired is also related to Caini, as you'll see. So he was zealous for heaven, and he acquired Torah. This is very interesting, where in Exodus 2, verse 7, then his sister said to Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and get you a Hebrew nurse to suckle the child for you? And here we see the short form of Cainim, so this would be Cainites backwards in this word, and we find Caini here backwards. This is where Bitya finds Moses in the little ark that he's floating around in. So again, we have Cainites backwards. And then if you go down a little bit, a couple verses, you'll find ha-Caini here and ha-Cain over here. Then we have this source connected to the name of Moses, saying, according to the rules of grammar, she should have called him this combination of Hebrew letters instead of the mem, shin, hey that she chose, if she wanted to name him in commemoration of his having been pulled from the water, because she pulls the basket out of the water where it's floating on the Nile. Similar constructions such as this combination, which we've seen before here, are from the root kana, to acquire, to describe something that has been acquired. So we have another link here. This is very interesting as well, because the little basket that he's floating around in is called hateva, and this is the same word that's used to describe the ark in Genesis 6. So you see, make yourself an ark of gopher wood, make it an ark with compartments. And here is the word for compartments. And here is the word, you can see Cainim here. And here is the word for the ark, hateva. And again, this is from Exodus 2, Cainim backwards, and it's also found in this same verse. So we have hateva here, Cainim here, also found in Exodus 2. Here's Cainim. And here is hateva. It's interesting because we know that Moses married a Cainite woman, Ziphrah, Jethro's daughter, and so did Noah. Noah went and took unto himself a wife, Naamah, the Cainite woman, from the line of Cain, the daughter of Enoch, and she is also the sister of Tubal-Cain, which you can find in Genesis 4. So these are some interesting coincidences or connections where you're finding them going both ways, forward and backwards. Very, very interesting to me and kind of strange. If you have an opinion on this or any comment, you can get a hold of me. Thank you.